Alright, today we're talking about zombies versus vampires.
No. Zombies versus werewolves.
Oh, that's right. I was ready to say werewolves versus vampires, but this is zombies versus...
Spit it out, pal.
Has there ever been a movie where there's been zombies and werewolves?
I don't know.
Well, maybe
there
one
might
of
be
those. Now. Yeah, there's probably. I mean, there's...
It's in the works.
Or there's zombie wolves. That doesn't count, though. I don't know. Anyway, this game isn't what you think. It's not zombies fighting werewolves at all. Actually, what you're trying to be the scariest. Are zombies scarier or are werewolves scarier?
It's kind of like Monsters, Inc., the card game.
except I don't think there's any cuteness in it at all.
This is not Pixar or Disney.
Alright, well, let's take a look at it and we'll be back. At the beginning of the game, you're going to turn over 6 of these citizen cards and put them in the middle of the table. So 4, 5, 6. These are the people that you are trying to scare. Each of these people has a symbol, which is only used in a variant, a name, a number, that's how much scare points it takes to scare them, and then something special about that person. For example, here you have to play cards from lowest to highest. Here, cards that are 5 or higher don't count for points at the end of the game. Here, tarot cards played on him are only worth half at the end of the game. She gets 4 tarot points if you frighten him at the end of the game. So, there's different people here. And what a player is going to do is they're going to have a deck of cards. We have the zombie cards and we have the werewolf cards. And you're going to shuffle your deck of cards. And you're going to have a handful of cards. And on your turn, you're going to play one of your cards and then draw a card. Now, most cards you have are numbered cards from 2 to 8, and each player also has 3 special cards in her deck. So, I say, okay, I'm going to play a 3 on the little girl to start the game. My opponent then, if he plays, he can play anywhere he wants. So he can play a 4 on the drifter over here. And then I play a 4 on the police officer. Then what my opponent can do is he can play a 5, or any higher number than a 4. If he plays it on the same spot where I just played one, this one's discarded. Of course, I can come back by playing a higher number on him. I could play a 6, which makes his 5 go away. Then he could play an 8 to make my 6 go away. However, let's say I play another 3 here on the little girl, and my opponent doesn't do anything. He puts a 6 over here. And then later on, he plays a 4. That doesn't make mine come back into my hand, because the only way to make it come back, to discard it, because the only way is when it's played immediately afterwards. Now, when you play enough cards where you equal the number on the card. So, for example, here's an 8, and I play 2 3s, and then later on, I play another 3 that makes 9. Well, that's a werewolf. That would be really weird. I play this, making 10. That's more than 8, so I slide her under me, and I've conquered her, or scared the little girl. And you keep doing that until all the people are taken. When it happens, you take all the cards and the people that you've taken, add up the numbers on them, and that's how many points you get. The person with the higher points is the winner. If you notice, the reds, the 2s are red and the 6s are yellow. That's because when you play a 2, the opponent cannot play a higher number to get rid of it. So 2s are safe. When you can play a 6, which will cancel the card that your opponent just played. So they're basically a cancel card. And then there's the special cards like brains. Draw 1 card from your deck and then play up 2 cards from your hand. Or shamble, move up the 2 of your tarot cards and play onto a new citizen. Or the alpha male, look at your opponent's hand and choose 3 cards for them to discard. And so you can play those cards also. But it's very simple. Play a card, draw a card, play a card. There's also variants where you can play with 7 citizens, because there's more than just these. There's a variant where the symbols matter if you try to get matching symbols. But basically all the games play the same way. Okay. I played a lot of 2-player card games, and I like 2-player card games a lot. One of my favorite is Lost Cities. Another one that I like from Reiner Knizia is called Battle Line, where you're putting cards out, and if you put certain cards out, you win the card in between them. This has shades of that in it, because it's all about putting out the cards. But this plays really quickly, and if you aren't on the ball or don't have the right opening hand of cards, you can lose somebody really quickly. Someone puts a card out, and you say, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna spread out my." There's no point spreading out. You fight over every citizen.
Yeah.
Also, the 2s are almost too powerful to get some of the people. Like the double, one person takes 2 to get, another person takes 3 to get, 3 of a kind to get. And if you put 2s out, the werewolf can take one off, but no one else can take those off. So if you get 3 2s out, it's just kind of a race to see who gets them out first. Right. What do you think?
I liked the fact that it didn't take itself too seriously, if I can say it that way.
Yeah.
This is a light, fast, fun game, and that's what it knows that it is. It doesn't try to boast of itself too much. When we were playing the other day, you were likening it to Lost Cities. And one of my biggest things about Lost Cities was that it was, I don't know, maybe it wasn't the game's fault. Maybe it was everybody else hyping it up too much. But it looked like it was trying to be too big for its britches. And this, while it's similar, you're using numbers and all that kind of stuff, it's just not the same. And it's not trying to be bigger than what it is.
But I think it's luckier. It really is. I mean, let's say someone plays a card on I'm a werewolf and I play a 4, and you're like, I want to take that 4 off. But if you don't have one, there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah,
you can say, I'm going to go for someone else. It's very tactical.
Yeah.
But it's so quick. I'm not saying it's not fun, though.
Right. No, it's enjoyable.
I don't know how often I would play it, though. It's just kind of, I was like, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it's
enjoyable. But if I never played it again, I'd be okay.
It's enjoyable for what it is. And it's not going to knock your socks off. Fun. But it's a good filler.
Well, I'm going to give it 1 tentative severed thumb up.
Wow.
I like it, but I can see that there will be a lot of people who would enjoy the quick back and forth fast play, and it will have a lot of place in people's collection. But I didn't dislike it. It was fun.
So if it's 1 severed thumb up, is that like the equivalent of no thumb at all?
No, because I'm holding the thumb up.
Oh, you're holding the thumb. Oh, that's nasty. Okay, well, if you're going to be nasty, I'm going to be nasty.
It did give us a debate on whether werewolves or zombies were scarier.
I'm going to give it 2 extracted werewolf fangs up.
Well, that's not so bad.
For what it is. Okay, this is not next to Twilight Imperium. Twilight Imperium 3 is 2 thumbs up. This is also... No. This is, for what it is, a little fast card game, 2 thumbs up. And
it's not very gory at all. So if you're worried about the gory artwork, no. It's kind of abstracted out. That doesn't show pictures. You're not actually ripping little girls to shreds and such.
Right.
So the theme is there, but it's kind of in your imagination more than anything else.
You're just scaring them to death.
That's true. You're not actually hurting them. Yeah. You're just scary.
Right. So check it out.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find the latest board game news at Dicetowernews.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Fun Again Games, the world's best game source. Fun Again Games has over 5,000 games available. Check them out at funagain.com.